Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. In today's video, I am making a gatefold card in the size 6x6, and I get to play with the stained glass lily stamp set. Here you can see what it looks like. This stamp is about 3 inches wide and 4.5 inches tall, and it comes with 2 sentiments, one for sympathy cards and then Easter blessings, which is the sentiment I'll use today. So I stamped this out onto some white cardstock with some Copic friendly black ink because I'm going to color this in, and I have to say this image is so easy to color in. I'm going to use 3 different colors for my flowers. R35 is my darkest, and since I'm using 3 colors, I'm going to skip 2 petals or like sections of the petal and keep 2 open, and that's going to allow me to do the alternating colors. Now, I just looked up stained glass and kind of was inspired by the images that I saw in the way that I colored my image. So there's really no like ink blending needed. You can really just color these in, which allows you to color with so many different mediums, from pencils to crayons to watercolor paints. We even have a video on here where this was watercolored with mica flakes, like perfect pearls. So yeah, lots of fun to be had with this set and techniques, and I'm going to show you a technique over the top of this that I think is really cool. So stay tuned for that. Here you can see what the flowers look like all colored, and then I'm going to color the stems and the leaves next. So I'm using YG06 and YG03 for that. So 2 different shades of green, and I am just going to color half of the petal, one color, the darker color, and then the other half the lighter color. And again, no ink blending at all right here. So there's the leaves and the petals. It's just coming to life with each additional section that I color. But now, time for the background. I'm going to use some B0 markers for that. Again, 4 different colors. Well, I'm choosing to do 4 different colors. You wouldn't have to, but I just felt like I never wanted the same color to touch, so I needed a few more colors to do the background. So I have BG05, 4, 2, and 1, I believe, are the colors I'm using. And it was just really fun to randomly go around and color this. Do you ever remember making a drawing where you just drew one squiggly line and let it cross over, and then you would color the different sections? That's what this reminded me of. So there's the blue colored in. Now for the edge, I wanted it to look gold. So I am using 2 colors, YR14 and Y28. I'm going to color over the top of each other, but I'm not looking for like that gradient color. I'm trying to create my own new color. So I started with the YR14, then I went over the top with the Y28, and then again with the YR14 to give it a golden appearance. When I was done with that, I could have left it, but I felt like I really wanted to put some shadows around the black lines that are the frame. So I just went over with the same exact markers, and I don't think it added that big of an impact, but just enough that I like how it turned out. So there it is, all colored, and now it's time to die cut it out. So this oval cuts this out perfectly, but I also love having this oval in my stash. I think that it's going to be one you can use for so many different things. So there we are, die cut out. We're going to do a fun technique now over the top with some icicle crackle paste. This is from the Christmas release last year, and I still have it in my stash, so I wanted to see what it would look like, the crackle on top of the stained glass image, and it just gives it that kind of old world look, and I think it's so fun. But it does take a minute to dry, more like a couple hours. So I set that aside to dry, and now I'm going to work with this mini Slimline cover plate die. It has an amazing pattern in it that I really felt had a more of a regal look, kind of like stained glass. So when you die cut this out, there's so many fallout pieces. It's kind of fun to just make a pile of them. And you could even die cut this from 2 different colors and inlay in those little squares. Maybe not all the places, but okay. For my gatefold card, I have a piece of paper that is 12 inches by 6 inches, scored at 3 inches and 9 inches. And then those flaps fold in, and I have 2 flaps that are 6 by 3, which is the exact size of this patterned piece that I'm going to add to both sides. Oh my gosh, it looks so very cool. So I'm adding tiny drops of glue with a precision glue tip. You could use the Crafty Glue Friend from Trinity Stamps. So here it is with the flaps all decorated. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And then for my sentiment, I needed to make it thicker, so I die cut 3 additional pieces without stamping them to layer on the back, and this is going to make it nice and sturdy because only part of the sentiment will be glued down to my card. It's going to hang off the edge and be like freestanding on one side when the card opens. So it's really important that this was nice and thick. All right, so here it is dried. Look at that. I would love to know what you guys think of this icicle paste on top. And now I didn't get the paste everywhere, but that's okay. It really just gives it that vintage vibe. Now it got kind of warped. So I took a piece of adhesive sheet, put it onto a piece of white cardstock, die cut that with the oval, and then I have something that is completely covered with adhesive. Plus I'm adding some liquid glue, and I'm going to stick those 2 pieces together. It's going to help it lay flat, and also it's going to make it more sturdy for my card because again, this piece is only going to be halfway glued down. So I saved the corners of that sticky cardstock and used it on half of this circle just to give it a little bit of lift off the card, and then added some glue. I didn't want to waste that adhesive paper. Is that weird? Like, it's good stuff right there. Adhesive cardstock, so I had to be resourceful. I added my sentiment, and I really toyed with the idea of adding some gold pearls on the little diamondy parts of my background, but in the end, I felt like it was elegant enough without doing that. It would have, I felt, just been too much. So let me know what you think. Should there be pearls added to this card? And what do you think of that icicle crackle paste on top? So I thought it turned out really fun. I don't know why, but this image reminds me of the Beauty and the Beast stained glass of the rose inside the little cloche thing. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but it does. And maybe we should have a stamp of that. Wouldn't that be fun? All right. I thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you all again next Saturday right here on Trinity Stamps. But if you want more inspiration between now and then subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Instagram and Facebook too.